In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a branded supplement brand on Shopify, one that you can scale to 10K a month in as straight a line as possible. First and foremost, who am I? My name is Lou Antonio. I've scaled my own supplement brand to multi-seven figures. I've also worked with multiple other brands who also happen to be my clients to get them to seven figures still. I've built over $10 million in online sales. I featured on the Shopify Masters podcast, BBC Dragon's Den, Entrepreneur of the Year, GB 2023, the list goes on. So you should be paying attention to this because this literally has the potential to change your life. FYI, before we get into this, if you want help going from 0 to 10K, like Luke did in his first month, or if you already have a brand and you want help scale to your first 100K a month, like Ryan did with his brand, click the link in the description to see if you qualify for my mentorship program. All right, back to it. Now, I get a lot of people coming to me asking, I want to start a supplement brand. I see lots of guys getting into it. It seems to be pretty easy. They then go down this route for, 3 to 6 months. And the only thing that happens is they sink tons of cash into buying inventory that they have no idea how to sell, or they'll white label an existing product and have no idea how to position this to anyone or anything. So within, say probably 3 to 6 months, I would say 95% of people that come to me will either quit or fail. This is why they work with me, because I'm able to actually turn this around for them and show them, just purely from a first principles perspective, how to turn this around and how to do it the correct way. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what not to do. So by default, you will now know what to do. So first things first, let's get into it. Just think about it logically. If you're wanting to start a supplement brand, there has literally, really, genuinely never been a better time to do this than now. Why? Because of the sheer availability of contract manufacturers and services online where you can literally go and send someone a label and start selling an existing product. So there's lots of them. You also have the availability and the low cost of building a Shopify store. You can, for example, you can use AI and probably build a store in an afternoon. Like most people will do that. They'll take a couple of pictures, start running Facebook ads, and then just expect to get sales. This is where they go wrong. Why? Because they skip steps. So how do we go about doing this the right way? So first thing, okay? You see, in my opinion, everyone fails because they think the supplement market's too saturated. It's not. If you focus on highly specific niches with underserved audiences and you're able to demonstrate targeting a smaller market with a better service, this is how you lead to better profits. Or they'll say, customers only buy supplements from trusted brands. Bro, I'm literally going to show you how to build trust through education, through content. Again, superior customer service that the big brands just cannot compete with you with. The other objection is the margins are too small to be profitable. Like, bro, break down the real profit structure. I'm going to show you, okay, literally step by step, how to break down the profit structure and show you how supplements have literally among the highest repeat purchase rates in e-commerce. This is why it's such a good brand, it's such a good business to start, all right? So let's get into it. Let's do everything step by step. Let's go. All right. First things first, product selection criteria. I'm just gonna note this as a number 1. It wasn't number 1. It was terrible actually. Let's do that again, shall we? So PSC, product selection criteria. What do I mean by this? By this, I mean you have to choose a product that has 3 criteria. The first one, you must use it yourself and understand its value. Second one, you must be able to make margin on it. And by margin, I'm talking about a minimum 65% plus. None of this buy for 10, sell for 12 bullshit. Don't do that. This is literally a fast way to failure because you cannot build in your operational overheads that it costs to run you the business. And you most certainly cannot build in a cost per acquisition if you're doing direct to consumer and running Facebook ads. And then the third one, this is massive. You must, or your product must solve a very specific high pain point, all right? I can't hammer this home enough because we're directly, if we're talking about thinking from first principles, we are paid in direct proportion to the level of the pain or problem that we solve. So if you're selling vitamins and not painkillers, all right? This is a difference. Go down that route, Google it. Like look at that whole marketing angle. You must solve a high pain point, okay? Then just think about it, how much you're able to then flow downstream. If you're selling a cure for cancer, people will pay anything for it, all right? There's nothing. They will find a way to pay for it. And this is why it's important for whatever you're selling, in an ideal world, it solves a high pain point, something that agitates, something that keeps people awake at night, something that they're worried about. Okay, this is what I want you to get in the mindset of. All right, just selling creatine, being one of the million selling creatine to bodybuilders is not going to cut out. Okay, they have multiple options. Again, remember, we're trying to build a brand that cash flows for you every month and it's growing all the time. All right, if you're one in a crowded market, you have no strategic point of differentiation, it's very difficult to do that. And this is what leads us on to our second criteria here. Just let me move this up. So second side of it is understanding your market. Understand your market. Now, by this, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. So the first one is to niche down. Remember, we're looking to build a brand. We're looking to find a way to create a strategic point of differentiation. And at its core, the product that you're selling is the same as all of the big brands. If you understand that, now you need the way for you to create a strategic point of differentiation is to market it to a strategic subset of people. And ideally, you link this subset of people to you. Why do I say you? Because you are the niche. No one knows and understands you better than you do yourself. So if you're selling a product and positioning it to a group of people you know nothing about, you're using conjecture, you're using assumptions. This is the wrong way to go about it. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I made this mistake and it cost me years and thousands of dollars. I was selling to parents with kids in sport. I'm not a parent, nor do I have a kid in sport. Very hard to find that point of what I call harmonic messaging when it comes to you being able to write copywriting that's appealing. Okay? If you sell to yourself, you know your problems. If you can do an audit of why you bought a specific product or use it, you understand your pain, you understand your current situation and your desired situation. And all you need to do is articulate that through copywriting, right? Don't skip this at all. Niche down. The riches are in the niches, right? And this is the second part, is you almost need to develop an obsessive focus on this target audience. Be able to finish their sentence, that level of intricacy. That's what I want you to think about, okay? Because if you understand that what they think, they feel, they like, they love, they hate, all of this, all right? If you want a copy of my target persona sheet, by the way, I'll give you it for free. Just comment persona below and I'll send it over for you. This is really useful actually because this will help you drill down into the audience specifics. And then the second tab, this is for free by the way, I'm not charging you anything for this. I use this in my 7-figure brands and revisit regularly. The second tab will even help you craft ad copy from understanding your persona, okay? Remember, just type that in below, I'll send it over for you, no problem. But yeah, just understanding and obsessing and using your customer data and the knowledge that you have about them, again, which is yourself, remember, not conjecture, we're not using guesswork. This is what will help you formulate copywriting and messaging that has that harmonic resonance that will convince a stranger and take them from a stranger into a paying, ideally repeat long-term customer, all right? The thing I want you to remember on this as well is do not stick at surface level. What you think is the problem, 9 times out of 10 is just how the problem manifests. You need to go 2 or 3, ideally 4 levels deep. And by this, I mean, I don't know, let's go with creatine, stick with that example. I'm selling creatine because, why? I want that my customers want to have more muscle. Okay, that's the first level. Second level, okay, you can ask yourself, okay, so what? They want to feel better. Okay, so what? They want to be able to have more self-confidence. They want to be able to, I don't know, do better or perform better. Okay, so what? Now they want, like we're just going layers and layers, layers deep. We're peeling back the layers. We're turning the stones over, understanding what is the core emotional, fundamental reasons that they are actually buying this versus the surface level reason if you think they just want to get big in the gym. They want to feel good. They want to look good. They want to attract a partner. You know what I mean? And this is the copy that you will then build into your front end to convince them and walk them through that process so they become a paying customer. This is what I'm talking about, okay? 3 or 4 levels deep. And every time you come up with an answer, ask again, okay, so what? Do this until you can't do it anymore. And I guarantee what you will find is the fundamental answers always come into 3 things, which are the eternal markets, which are health, wealth, and relationships. This is why anyone buys anything. Again, whole other section, a video on this, but this is just an interesting thing for you to do when it comes to you understanding at a deep level who you're selling to, right? The other side of it is kind of all links. Didn't get that right at all. 1 second. Bro needs to relearn how to spell. Obsess over their problems. Okay, but really drill into why these are problems. Like, don't lead with features, and by features I mean it has this ingredient, it's packaged in this. Yes, that's important, but that's not what's going to sell the product for you. That's not what's going to create a strategic point of differentiation. All that's going to do is help validate that this is the right product for them. It's not the sole reason that they're going to buy. Okay, Do not focus on features when you're selling. No one cares, no one gives a fuck, okay? They have a problem, they want that problem solved, and you need to articulate very clearly and very obviously what that problem is and how this delivery mechanism or product or service gets them to that desired situation, i.e. pain-free. You bridge the gap, okay? And this is why I say sell to yourself or people exactly like you for the best results. All right, let's go on to the next one. We can move this up a little bit. Okay, so number 3. What I want you to do here, remember, like we're trying to build a supplement brand, okay? Trying to build something, sorry, give me a second, this just completely disappeared. Bro, I've lost this thing, where the fuck? All right, so let's move on to number 3. And remember here, we're trying to build a branded supplement brand, okay? And the last thing we want to do here, we do not want to burn cash. And this is why my advice to you in the beginning to start with is to start, give me a second, start small and scale, the 3 S's, all right? Now, the market route to entry here is not to go and do a custom formula. Don't do that. Unless you have investment in time, I will create another video on this, but this is what I did, and it took me 2 years and I still got no sales, okay? If you can use branded dropshipping initially to market, basically what we're looking to do is establish this, okay? This is your only thing that you want to do. Product, market, fit. This is what we're looking for over anything else at this stage. We do not want to go down custom formula, particularly so if we haven't sold anything yet. It's too risky. It's going to cost you too much, all right? If you must go custom formula or white labeling, the thing I want you to do is if and when you find a supplier, you must ensure that they will offer you to buy low MOQs. By MOQs, I mean the minimum order quantities are low, because the last thing you want is to invest a ton of cash in inventory that's either slow moving, or you can't sell it, or you have to pay even more to sell it, because obviously you have to build in the acquisition cost for your customers, all right? In my opinion and in my experience of 10 years in this market, only do custom formula products after you have this product market fit established, okay? Build cash flow before scaling. This will save you months and years and so much pain. I have a client who was, I started working with him in October, went down the custom formula route. We are now in April, still hasn't launched. Supplier issues, supply chain problems, formulation changes, raw material sourcing. Bro, he's 6 months in, still hasn't launched, okay? And this is because we didn't heed their advice to first start small and scale, use branded dropshipping. And I understand what you're saying. The product is not going to be perfect, okay? You're going to have to sacrifice on integrity of the product. But guess what? That's okay. An 80% fit, this is a test. This is an MVP, minimally viable product. This is what we want to launch with, okay? Because our risk is low. Yes, it's not perfect. Yes, it may be a little bit harder to market, but we're leveraging our downside and we're making sure that this is something we can sell to a niche that we now know and understand. Once we have that, then we go into buying custom products. But the custom products are led by the customer, not by what we think they will buy. So again, being very attentive to those early customers, getting close to them, really close to them, asking them what they're like. How did they hear about you? Why did they buy the product? Has the product helped? If they were to do anything or make it better, what would they do? Let it be market-led wherever possible and not assumption-based. This will save you so much, so much. I can't even, like, if I wish I did this, it would have saved me so much. But I didn't, only because I didn't know what I was doing. And this is where I'm assuming you're at, and you don't want to make the same mistake, okay? Right, number 4, your marketing funnel structure. What I want you to focus on, you know I'm going to say this, in today's age, modern day e-com brand, first and foremost, in my opinion, is a media company, okay? So you must be able to use content and generate content, and obviously you run that across Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, etc. When it comes to where you're sending your traffic to, do not send traffic to your homepage. Send it to your landing page. And the reason I say a landing page and not a product page are 2 different things is because most times with supplements, people, when I say people, I mean potential customers, they don't already know, like, and trust you. They don't know what the product is, they've never heard of you before, so why should they buy from you? A landing page, a well-structured landing page, which can be a blend of long form, it can be a listicle, it can be an advertorial, will educate them. It will be a much softer approach and sell that will educate them on who, what, where, why, if, and how, and who else is using it and why they're getting value. And ideally the content you build into that, they look exactly like and talk exactly like your target market, i.e. you. You are the niche, remember that, okay? So Push traffic, paid traffic, I'm talking to landing pages. Do not send anything to homepage. Again, the reason, if you want more explanation on that, is because a landing page is going to be way less friction. If you go to homepage, they're going to click around, they're going to go places you don't want them to go. You're going to add an additional click because they still need to get to the product page. Don't do that, all right? Only time I'll ever accept anyone going to homepage is if they're coming from Google through organic click, okay? Once they're on your landing page, this is going to be my email. You must have a lead form pop up with a strong incentive. If it's lukewarm, they're not going to be interested. And to try not to lead with discounts as well. Give them a free gift. Give them a strong reason. Make it a hell yes. Of course I want this. Of course I want this free gift if it has some sort of link or relevance to the product, especially if they're interested, okay? And the reason I say to have a strong incentive is because most people, probably 99.9% of people, will not purchase first time. They're not impulse purchases. And if you build your brand around impulse purchases, again, you're going to fail. It's not going to work. Unless you're very, very well dialed in from the beginning, everything's optimized, it's probably not going to work. And they say for anyone to buy anything from anyone, it takes between 4 to 7 digital touch points. If you just run ads to a landing page and that's it, you only have 2 of those 4, okay? You must get them in your ecosystem, you must educate them, get them in your welcome series, okay? And in your welcome series, which is going to be very well laid out, it's going to educate them on, or it's going to ask them questions, it's going to talk to them. Ideally, you can funnel them into like certain problems or desired results. Introduce you as a founder-led brand. This is another strategic point of differentiation for you when we're in a competitive market. But yeah, tell them about the product, what it is, what's the technology, how does it work, who else is using it, what's their current situation, what was their desired situation, how has this helped, how has this bridged the gap? Okay, just fill the picture in, and all you're trying to do here is to anticipate objections. And the way for you to anticipate objections, again, is to understand exactly who you're selling to and the reasons why they probably wouldn't buy it. If you can have an answer for every question, you box those off, okay? You funnel them into the fact that this is the best product, everyone's using it, everyone's getting value from it, you need this. If you don't need this, you're a moron, okay? This is what I'm trying to get you to focus on from a marketing perspective, okay? So get them in your email automations. And what we're doing here over anything else is this. We're building a brand customer relationship. So again, now they will know, like, and trust you. You can hit them with the retargeting side of things as well if your campaigns are set up. If you're doing retargeting, it's okay to send a product page, by the way. But again, we're just trying to take a more of a macro approach. And we're building this in such a way where you're not just going straight for the kill. Think of it like a dating analogy. You don't just go straight for a date and get married. Okay, there's a nurturing process there, and it's the same concept applied to e-com. Okay, you don't just go straight in for the sale, particularly so if it's a supplement brand, they don't understand the ingredients, they understand it can probably help solve that problem, but they don't know how yet, okay? So allow a bit of time for that to happen. And again, emails are the perfect method to do this. Don't sleep on it. If you want more validation on that, 40 to 60% of my revenue every single month, every single brand comes from email marketing, okay? So don't sleep on it. Cool. I think I've hammered that point home enough. Number 5 is once you have the sale, okay, good job, congratulations. For 90% of e-com brands, the relationship with the customer ends then. Got the sale, okay, bang, on to the next. So focused on front end. Guys, do not fucking do this. Don't do this, okay? We're talking about building a monthly cash flowing business that pays you every month on autopilot. If you sack off your customers and don't relationship build with them and don't incentivize them to come back, that's it. You're constantly on the acquisition hunt, right? You can unlock so much more profit if you nurture your customers after they buy, okay? So this is what I'm talking about, post-purchase sequences. And this is what we're looking for. So this is obviously emails and subscriptions, okay? If you can build them in or encourage them to get into a subscription, there's your MRR. By MRR, I mean your monthly recurring revenue, okay? You focus on retention, not just acquisition. So you have post-purchase email flows, which again, educate them, take them on a journey, check in with them all the time, talk to them, get some communication going either with you or your customer service or VA, it doesn't matter, just talk to them, make them feel heard, make them feel valued, okay? And this is the thing, like you obviously have your email automations, but then you also have, and I do between 3 and 4 a week of campaigns going out to customers, and this is segmented to customers and non-customers or bundled both at the same time, but this is where you're actually delivering value without asking for the sale. Teaching them, educating them, showing them things, showcasing things, all right? So they're actually incentivized to open your email, because if they're a non-purchaser, you obviously have your 7+ chances now to convert them once they're out automations, and once they are existing customers, you stay on the radar. They're not just going to slip through the net and forget about you, particularly so if your product's good and it solves problems. They're not going to want to go anywhere else. Why are they going to take a risk to buy with someone else when they've already bought with you and had an experience, good experience, and the product's good. They're not. But you need to be proactive with that to make sure that they come back to you and not to someone else. And it's all communication, okay? Can't hammer that home enough. And then finally, this is where we're talking about scaling, if I can spell it. So scaling to freedom, if you like. This is where we can start to look at automation. So getting product into manufacturers of its custom formulation. We're building, or we're able to actually commit cash to inventory so we can buy more stock, which then will then get your margin. It will increase your margin because your stock, you will be able to take advantage of something called your scale of economy, which is the more you buy, the less cost the unit is. And then obviously you get out to 3PL and you're completely out of the picture now, okay? The systems run completely without your direct involvement. The email flows and automations run, and your ads are outsourced and delegated. They don't take up that much time. And this is where you build a saleable asset with exit potential. And this is the point. Once you've done all of this groundwork here that we've discussed, this is where you get your time, financial, and location freedom. But you have to do the work in the beginning. You have to make sure all of these things are in place, because if you skip any one of them or any one of these 5 or 6 points on optimize, it's not going to work. You're going to be trapped. You're going to be selling your time for money again. Okay, yes, it might be you who you're selling the time to, but the success is going to be so much harder. It's going to be so much more difficult for you to do and break that down. So remember, don't lose sight of the prize. We're trying to establish a supplement brand that solves real problems to real customers within a niche that you would use and enjoy, understand. We're going to get this infrastructure built so everything's on autopilot. We're going to do digital media, and by digital media, I mean your social media ads, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We also have Google Ads as well, which is everything is boxed off. So your content pipeline is flowing as well. The content formulates your ads. Once you have the ads, you obviously get the sales cash flow. This goes back into the business, also goes into your bank account. And now you are nowhere in that whole architecture. You're not picking and packing orders. All you're doing is managing the ads and making sure the supply chain stays open and customers are happy. That is it. This is how you build a $1 million a year brand that runs on autopilot. But just do not skip steps. Can't hammer that home enough. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, anything at all, stick them in the comments. If you'd like to work with me in literally a handheld methodology, where I'll roadmap everything so you can go from idea, so concept to reality, or you already have a brand, kind of stuck at not many sales, and you want to get to 10 or 100K a month, you want to scale. Link is in the description, click it, book a call in, I'll do an hour chat with you, let's run through everything, see where the blind spots are, and if you want to work together, we can do it. If not, I'm sure you'll still get value from the call. But yeah, do this, guys, okay? Don't sit on this. This is a massive opportunity. Now's the time to get into it. Don't sleep on it, okay? And if you are going to sleep on it, it's your own fault. You have no one to blame other than yourself, because you have this information now, okay? So go take action. See you in the next video. Ciao.